Hello. It's the end of hello. It's the end of a long week. At the end of a long week, and we got to watch Attack of the Cybermen episode 1, and that was lovely. So things are obviously on the up, and there's an awful lot to like here. I think that Colin is developing into, the sort of doctor he wants to be. And I think there are some spiky edges. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, honestly, it annoys me that you are so anti-Colin Baker.
I'm not anti-Colin Baker.
Out of all the doctors we've seen so far, maybe with the exception of some Pertwee plus the Brigadier, he's my favourite.
No.
I went there.
No way.
I mean, if I had not seen any of the doctors that come after Colin Baker, I like him a lot.
He'd be your favourite out of all of the doctors so far?
I think so, yeah. I think for me, Tom Baker is just too much.
Okay.
It's just too Tom Baker all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm really loving Colin Baker, and I don't know why you're so down on him.
I'm not down.
Anyway, I've said what I've said.
Bye-bye. Well, there you go. That's my wife's take, and legitimate it is too. I like this. I have, as ever, I'm never blaming my doctors, am I? I've got some reservations about the way the situation is set up around him. I don't think necessarily Perry's portrayed in the best way to help Colin's doctor here. She's a bit of a moaner. And I'd rather somebody a bit more resolutely plucky or something like that. It's an old Doctor Who trope, isn't it? The companion who's just happy to be there. I could do with a bit more of that. I also find this, referring back to his instability, not particularly helpful. But there are definitely some moments here that shine, and I'm pleased with the direction. The pacing in this episode's really weird. So this is the first 45-minute episode. Well, no, we had the Daleks one, didn't we? But so this is Sound and Groove. But I mean, crikey, you compare the pacing in this to a new Who story, and it's just nowhere. Nothing really happens. For ages and ages and ages, the Doctor and Perry don't have a meaningful conversation or any kind of conversation with anybody other than each other, and that's fine. I'm more than happy for Doctors and companions to spend time together, but they weren't really doing anything. There's an awful lot of to-in and fro-in, and the amount of times they just go back to the TARDIS for no discernible reason. It's really weird plotting. But it's a shame, because I think that a lot of this could have been condensed, honestly, into 10 minutes, which doesn't sound good when you put it like that. Lytton's back, okay? Grand. I think he's a great character. And he's paired off with Brian Glover. Yes, in every conceivable way. I will confess, I think the tone's a little bit inconsistent. And I'm not entirely sure. It's the music, actually, that's doing it for me. Now and again, the music, I just wish it was a little bit less intrusive, a little bit less idiosyncratic, I think. Although I quite liked it when he played on the changing TARDIS. By the way, changing the TARDIS is a big thing. I know it's played as a bit as a joke, and it does tie in with this Doctor. Yeah, I have reservations about that to a certain extent. Cybermen are back, yeah. I'm not a fat shamer, but that cyber controller looks a little bit portlier than the rest. But hey, each their own. Scenes on Telos are visceral and nasty. But do you know what? My fundamental problem about this story is just the amount of continuity references in it. And it sounds weird, but they're all so egregious. There's so much stuff in it that says, look, this is Doctor Who as you remember it. We will list a load of companions spuriously. Then we'll just, for no discernible reason, have the TARDIS land in Totter's yard. Now, it is not Totter's yard. It is not... Is Totter's Lane or is it Totter's yard? I'm embarrassed myself here. But it's not. Is it? It doesn't look like it. And the Doctor saying that is weird. Lytton coming back is in itself a continuity reference. And of course, we've got the Cybermen and the Cyber Controller and Telos. Jeez, man. This is not the best jumping on port for a new fan, quite frankly. If the dialogue had been sparkling, and it's not quite there, but it's not bad, but it's not quite there. If we had this bubbly, TARDIS team who play off each other, you know, non-stop zingers instead of the sort of moaning and the one-upmanship that you get. You know, I do like some of the interplay between them, but I don't think the pair of them can hold this, the way it's written, can hold this the way that it's presented. So it's just awkward. But, you know, this is a massive step up from Twin Dilemma. On location, good guest performances, like, you know, proper good guest performances, actually. It's good. But, yeah, I mean, there's something still not quite gelling. Overall, there's something still not quite gelling. But much better. Things are looking up. This is... I can get behind this at least. We shall see where we go. And I'm loving the fact that Libby is so into Colin Baker. I don't think she's being it just to be contrarian, you know what I mean? I genuinely think she's enjoyed his performance. She's laughed at parts where I've never laughed in my life. And that's really good. That's part of the fun of this. Oh, one other thing. On the course of doing this thing, I said right at the beginning, there was two aspects to this. One, I want to see how the program's develop, but two, in kayfabe, to nick a wrestling term, I want to see what the character of the Doctor, how this character has changed and grown. I'm intrigued by Colin's Doctor because I've always had it in my head this as a McCoy fan and New Adventures fan, he's the failed regeneration. That's not the case at all. Oh, it's Spectrox toxemia. It was a difficult regeneration. I don't think the program's making reference to it, but I don't think that's what this is about. This is just a take on the Doctor. So I'm enjoying that, and I'm quite appreciating Libby's perspective on it because, you know, it's new and different to mine. Anyway, there we go.